The Hunger Games, one of the most gripping, thought-provoking series to come out of the young adult world in recent years. Their film adaptations are huge, sprawling blockbusters for all ages. Both are fantastic, but just how faithful were the films to their source material? We're looking into it on this episode of Book to Screen. Let's begin with Effie Trinket's iconic line to kick off the Hunger Games. May the odds be ever in your favor. A wonderful moment in the books dripping with menace. Readers like myself were shocked watching the movie as the line had been changed to, now is the time for the titular Hunger Games, the teenage games about fighting, get on out there and do it up big time, baby. Elizabeth Banks is great in the scene, but the line isn't as memorable. On the topic of the deadly Hunger Games, sponsorship is a huge part of the novels and the films. In the movies, Katniss receives gifts of soup, a spile, and burn medicine. In the books, however, you'll remember that most of Katniss's gifts were jars of Spanish olives from Gale. Gale would include a note saying, "In case you're running low," with each new jar. In the movies, Gale never even mentions olives. Interesting change. In the films, Katniss spends a lot of the story torn between the romantic affection of Gale and Peeta. It completely cuts out her third love interest, Jeremy, who is described in the books as a guy she met at camp who lives in a different district. Most of the major characters did make the leap from page to screen, including Katniss Everdeen, Peeta Mellark, Haymitch Abernathy, even Caesar Flickerman and Claudius Templesmith. But a lot of characters were left out, like Rumpleton Bramsby, Chadwick Butter Ballingsworth, Saxby Channing Tatum, Huxton Chucklestein, Brigsby Putternut, and Warmple Tormp. I don't know about you guys, but I miss Warmple Tormp. Now here's a huge change. In the books, when Peeta first arrives in the arena, he immediately calls 911. The police come and everyone is arrested for making the kids fight. This was left out of the film in an effort to stretch out the story. I get that. In the first book, Cinna, the rebellious stylist who designs the outfits for Katniss and Peeta, made Peeta wear one of those Borat swimsuits as a goof. In the movie, he wears normal Hunger Games stuff. Another major difference is how in the books the story is told completely from the perspective of Katniss Everdeen, while in the movie the story is told entirely from the perspective of the actor Stanley Tucci, and we see many scenes that involve only Stanley Tucci as he discusses what it was like to be in the movie. Now I'll give the Hunger Games films 3 out of 5 faithful adaptation points, though I really wish Hollywood would stick to the source material. See you next time, and I love you. We all remember the wolf mutts. In the books, they're a breed of scary dog-like mutations and are described as hybrids between wolves and the dead tributes. Heavy stuff. In the final movie, they are called pit bulls, and they're actual real pit bulls, and Katniss just keeps looking at the camera and saying, "I do not like pit bulls."